coffee. Coffee with Tim Black. Yes, I am coffee. Coffee with Tim Black. Happy New Year! Happy New Year, you crazy kids. Happy New Year to you. Happy New Year. How are you? How you feeling? You good? All right. All right. All right. All right.
Look, man, I ain't falling for no banana in my panpipe.
Yes. Woo! Ain't that how they do it? Woo! My guys out there in the South. My white guys in the South. Woo! What's up, guys? How y'all doing? Black guys from the hood, from the city, inner city, my people, right? DC to New York. Hey, what's up? What's up, dog? Look, all the ladies, everybody who tunes in to this show. Thank you for tuning in. I'm glad to have you back. Welcome to 2018. You crazy kids. Welcome. Welcome, welcome, welcome. This coffee cup is in my way. What's up, you crazy kids? You feeling good? You all right? You all right? All right. All right, all right, all right. Look, welcome to the Tim Black Show. This is Coffee with Tim Black. We do this pretty much every day. But I got to really get back on schedule due to due to what's been going on here, guys. Why am I still looking at that camera? I'm going to have to get used to this. I'm trying to do different stuff, But the Coffee with Tim Black Show, we cover news for people who can't stand the news, and we try to get to the bottom of issues. And today,
playing with my money is like playing with my emotion.
I got a number of stories, but man, I'm just so pumped up to be back, man. Can I just have a moment to feel good about being back, doing what I love doing? Can I do that? Can I do that?
Oh, yeah.
That's all I'm saying.
That's what I'm talking about. Come on, sucker. Let's get it on.
Yeah, man. It's a crowded field of people doing this stuff online now, but there's something to be said about people who enjoy their work. Yeah, you got to enjoy what you do. You got to enjoy the process. It's got to make it feel good to you. It's got to be, you have to exude the happiness that you feel because you're choosing to do this. So look, I feel great. My 2017 ended very peacefully. I took it behind the house. I shot it in the head. I buried it. I said a little prayer. And I let that shit go. I blew that shit out. It's gone.
Bye, Felicia.
Bye, Felicia. Bye, 2017. That's right. Had to go, man. So, today's stories, guys. Look, man. Folks, I'm just happy. I'm happy I'm feeling good. But, okay. I got stories. I got a reason for being here today. I do. It's hidden beneath a lot of stuff. Let me make sure my people can hear me and see me. People probably didn't even know I was coming back yet, but I'm back. Shout out to Momo Pineno. Always riding with me. My brother Momo and I, we're going to do it again this year. We're going to do it again this year. We're going to do it again. We're going to get it done. We're going to do our best to change the world a little bit at a time, one video at a time, to make an impact. So, yeah, that's what we're going to do. And team squad up, Tim Black, Team Black, Tim Black's Wolfpack, squad up. All right, so let me try to simmer down.
I didn't know I couldn't do that.
Let me just try to simmer down a little bit so I can get to the stories, because some people want the stories. I'm just happy to fucking see. I'm just happy to see you, is all I'm saying. I'm happy to see you guys. You guys are back in the house. I'm back in the house. I'm just happy to have you back in the house with me. And we're doing what we do. That's great. All right, so let me tell you stories for today. Let me tell you stories. Let me stop BSing. I'm not BSing. I'm feeling good. Is there something wrong with feeling good about what you do? No, Tim, enjoy it. But you could say something of value. Okay, we will say something of value. Today's stories are Very interesting stories. We have. What do we have here, Tim? We have a YouTuber. We got a YouTuber. Don't play that yet, Tim. We've got some shit in Colorado that's reprehensible that must be talked about. We have a YouTuber that's a scumbag and he proves it. We have the 2017's top 10 news stories. We want to go over that. Also, some stuff about Dave Chappelle's new Netflix special. And, but yeah. I think I want to start. What do we want to start with? What are we feeling good about? What would we like to talk about first? I think we're going to go to, let's go to The Killer. All right? Let's go to The Killer. Now, I know a lot of people don't want to go to The Killer first. I don't know if I want to go to The Killer.
Let me just say I am reserving judgment until all the facts come out.
I'm not suggesting. Let me move my coffee cup, y'all. I'm not saying it's a feel-good story, but what I'm saying is the most important story that we're doing today, so let's do that immediately. All right? This scumbag mofo. Colorado gunman who killed deputy left alarming online trail. All right, so some of you may not be aware, there was I would call it a hit job. I would call it a massacre. I would call it it was basically a setup, all right, by this guy, Matthew Real, all right? It happened in Colorado. It happened on, I think it was New Year's. All right, so let's see. In late 2017, University of Wyoming, where Real was 2010 law school graduate. See, Real is the guy in the blue background. He's deceased. This young man that you see here with his family, this man with his beautiful family, he's no longer with us. Okay, he was a trooper. I think he's a trooper, a sheriff's deputy. Yeah, deputy that was killed by the scumbag that you see, Matthew Real. Okay, so this is horrible stuff. Nothing about it. Nothing about it is I don't know any redeeming qualities to the story that I can give you other than this man. Online, he was making many threats against the Colorado Sheriff's Department. Okay, so he put out a number of videos asking for different people to be fired. I think it was the chief of police or the chief sheriff or whatever. Douglas County Sheriff Tony Spurlock told reporters Sunday that Real had previous contacts with law enforcement throughout the metro area, but he had no criminal history. The interesting thing about Real, this latest mass shooter, this latest, scourge on society, is that Matthew Real is a professional idiot. Okay, he's a professional. He's someone who was a lawyer. Okay, he was a well-educated person. He had no criminal history. Also see no history of spousal abuse in this record. So he's sort of an outlier when it comes to these types of people that do these types of things. So that's the thing about Matthew Real. What else do we have here, man? It's just horrible what they did. He called. There was a domestic call, right? The officers came out, and it was like an ambush and wait. This guy fired. Matthew Real, once again, let me put this guy back up here. This guy, Matthew Real fired over 100 rounds. Okay, and we're lucky that the body count was much lower than what he intended for it to be. Okay, so that's the thing. Okay, so it says here, not long after the deputies found the suspect barricaded in his room, Real opened fire. There were well over 100 rounds fired, Spurlock said, adding that the deputies all went down within almost seconds of each other, so it was more of an ambush type of attack on our officers. The wounded deputies crawled to safety as other law enforcement agencies responded to the shots fired call. Real was killed about 90 minutes later during a shootout when a tactical team went into the apartment, the sheriff's office said. And Coloradoans, they feel that this is a tragic day, of course, and they will be feeling this for a very long time. Okay, so the slain deputy, they say he was a good kid. It's just a horrible thing, all right? So we talk a lot about, we cover police issues, we cover police brutality, we cover accusations, allegations, we cover these things, like police corruption on this channel, okay? So, but we also cover scumbags like Matthew Real who kill police for no damn reason, all right? Some personal beef. This guy had a beef with the sheriff's department. He escalated that beef into violence. He made threats online that he wanted to do something, that we need to do something about this police department. And that this is not the thing to do, okay? This is not the thing to do. So it's also worth noting Matthew Real is a veteran, okay? All right.
Bye, Felicia.
Bye, Felicia. Bye, Felicia is what you say to that, all right? So, as we all know, we're in the 2018. It feels good to be turning the page on the new year, starting a new year, starting fresh. I don't know if you guys got any New Year's resolutions. I got a couple New Year's resolutions. One of my New Year's resolutions is to be able to better predict and detect bullshit people. That's what I want to do. That's what my focus will be. That's what I want to do. Yeah. I also want to be able to determine who's a friend from a foe a lot quicker and to react on that. Also, a couple other things. I want to be able to stick my foot far up the corporate media's ass. That's what I intend to do. Also, there will be less censoring of how I do this show. I would also like to inject more creativity, hence the cool camera work we got going on here. I want to inject more creativity into the show, give people more of a reason to stick around and to tune in. And I want to continue writing books, so give it up for all those things. That's a whole lot of stuff. Give it up for all that.
Look, man, I ain't falling for no banana in my tailpipe.
Don't fall for the banana in the tailpipe. But we would be remiss if we did not discuss some of the things that happened in 2017. This was a monumental year, a year that will not be soon forgotten, particularly in the political sphere. So let's just talk about a couple of things that were highlighted in thehill.com's 2017 Top 10 News Stories. All right. They have number one as a top 10 news story of 2017. And don't worry, we're only going to pick a few of these because all of these aren't good. But number one, and I think it's duly noted, the number one story of 2017 was the unlikely presidency of reality TV host, star, and producer, whatever he is, businessman, magnate, real estate broker, guy who talks a lot, okay, with his hands and has a rug, none other than the presidency of Donald Trump. That's number one. So give it up for that, whether you like it or not. This reality, it's a big news story. Big news story. I didn't say it was a good news story. I didn't vote for him. I said big news story. You can be big news, that means you good news, okay? This is the reality of what happened, okay? So Donald Trump, his presidency is obviously the biggest story of the year. Since Inauguration Day, Trump has been the top story of the year. And he has seemingly delighted in providing copy for the nation's media, even as he has feuded with them. So I like the way that the Hill lays this out as the reality is Donald Trump has been very good for the media and very good to the media. In fact, I would go a step further, Hill.com, and say the media clamors after Donald Trump. I think it's the other way. I think that it's a toxic mutual beneficial relationship of toxicity, of feeding off one another, and Donald Trump's been doing this for 3-4 decades. I tell people this all the time, man. Donald Trump, he's a rich man, but how many rich men are famous? Not a lot. Not a lot. Okay, so story number two, I think is a valid story. I think for people who follow this channel, who tune in, who are aware of what's been going on in this country. Number two, biggest news story of 2017 was the firing of James Comey. The firing of James Comey.
Let's sprinkle some crack on him and get out of here.
I think that was a big deal. Those unaware, James Comey was the FBI director who was investigating the Russia stole, hijacked our democracy thing. And he was fired by Donald Trump. So that makes him story number two. Story number three. A lot of this stuff is all Trump. It's all Trump. Number three, still Trump again. Trump passes tax cuts. The Trump tax cuts pass. That is a huge story. Why? Because it is one of the first if not the first, and I got to check this, is this the first legislative agenda that's been passed through the House and the Senate that was under the mandate of Donald Trump that did not require an executive order? Oh yeah, I tell you, man, we are feeling good. We are feeling good, mofo. We're feeling good. Yes, it is. It is the first one. It says here, Trump got a huge Christmas present from the GOP Congress when it passed a sweeping $1.5 trillion tax bill days before the holiday. That's a big deal. It will impact poor people, middle-class people more than you realize. Yes, you will get a little bit back now, more than you normally would, but up top, and the corporations are going to get the lion's share of the tax cuts, and yours are temporary. Yours reset, go back to normal, and then there are more taxes going to be added to you. So you're going to pay for your tax cuts. The corporations, their tax cuts, them are permanent. You know, permanent. Like, I don't know, herpes. Okay. I will go with this. I will give number 4 the credit that it's due, I think. Number 4, it has listed here as Obamacare repeal. The Obamacare Repeal Act that failed. I think that was a big deal. I think that was a big news story. I don't know if it's number 4, but it definitely should be up there. I think it should go for average Americans. I think it's more important than James Comey being fired. Don't you? I think this should have been number 2. I mean, so many people, insurance is a major importance in this country. It's a major importance in any other country, just we don't handle it like many other countries handle their insurance issues or coverage for their citizens. But, yeah, John McCain did decline. He cast a nay vote, which ushered in which stopped and plummeted the GOP's opportunity to repeal Obamacare. So let's give it up for that. Give it up for that. And for the record, I am not like, ooh, Obamacare. Okay, some people benefit from it, some people do not, and some people are hurt by it. But if you're going to repeal something, you must have something better to replace it with. Don't take my car and junk my car without giving me a better car, all right? All right, what the GOP wanted to do was to take your car and then give you a bus pass that only worked on, Tuesdays and Thursdays. That's what they were going to do. That's not good enough, okay? How are we going to get to work? I got to go see my girl. You're messing up my plans. Okay. And number five, Charlottesville. Charlottesville is number 5 on the list of the biggest stories of 2017. And yeah, Charlottesville, the Tiki Torch guys, this is now a cultural phenomenon. I think this is now a cultural phenomenon. This is now a thing that will be forever etched. It's already in the conversation. Just the Tiki Torch guys. That's like a thing. That's its own thing now. And that was created during this moment of Charlottesville protests of the Klan members, the neo-Nazi guys, and meeting with the Antifa or the resistance. I don't know what you call it. It was a lot. But it all culminated and it over-percolated when it came to the death of Heather Heyer, who is a woman who happened to be there at the protest. She was a counter-demonstrator to the neo-Nazi, to the skinhead, whatever these people call themselves, the white nationalists, the bigots, the Tiki Torch guys, the angry whites, whatever you want to call them. And, yeah. So, I think Charlottesville was a big deal. And if you don't think it was a big deal, you probably shouldn't be watching Tim Black, because I do, and I will be talking about shit like that as it continues in 2018. Like, some things you got to talk about. We're going to talk about that. I'm going to end it there because the rest, I don't know. They talk about this. So let me give you some honorable mentions. Honorable mentions, Mueller indicts Manafort and Flynn. See, Democrats win Alabama Senate race. Sexual harassment rocks the political world. Yeah, these are good ones. These are pretty big. Trump's travel ban. Okay, he said it wasn't a Muslim ban. It's a travel ban. We all know this because they happen to be traveling they happen to be Muslim and traveling. And Gorsuch is confirmed to the Supreme Court. Yeah, that's a big deal. All of these are big deals. I encourage you to go to Hill.com. and check out their article in full so you can see what they think is the top 10 stories of 2017. All right. You know, I find it ironic that they didn't have Russia as the top 10 story. It should have been number one, shouldn't it? Because everywhere I look, they're still covering it like it's the most important thing in the world. Like, there's impossible for us to care about anything else except, I don't know, did Putin or Russia or the Kremlin or somebody give Trump an email? But when people focus on the Hillary Clinton email thing, you go, I don't care. This is it's not an issue. But back in 2016, when we talked about it, you said it was conspiracy theory. You said it was nonsense. But this Trump thing should be number one because every time I turn around, Rachel Maddow, she's still on the case. Rachel Maddow, Joy Reid, Chris Hayes, Chris Matthews, they're all still on the case. They're still chomping at the bit. It's a 2-year-old story that has culminated in people being charged. Paul Manafort, Michael Flynn. Michael Flynn, he what did he do? He pleaded guilty. What did he do? Michael Flynn, he's going to be testifying. They got his arm behind his back and they're pushing it up towards the back of his neck. This is horrible stuff. But here's the thing: for the majority, from what I've been seeing, most of the allegations, most of the stuff they've been finding, predates their work with Donald Trump, and none of it is Trump directly. So we'll see what happens, guys. But I think that should have been number one. I mean, and like I said, that doesn't mean it's a story I agree with. Some people are hard to hear it. Doesn't mean I agree with it. It's because it was big. Big doesn't necessarily mean better. Doesn't mean good. Just means big. All right. Let's go to another story. I find this particularly repugnant. I find this particularly repugnant because I am in this space. Now, mind you, I am on YouTube. I do not consider myself a YouTuber. What I am is a digital content creator and a news commentator. I am a pundit. I am a journalist. I'm a lot of things. I'm a public speaker. Some people even say I'm a low-budget personality, but what I am not is a YouTuber. That's a box. I don't want to be in that box. I'm too old. First of all, I'm too old for the box. But lately, there's been a lot going on YouTube and a lot of uptick in new people on YouTube that are really making some waves. And none has made as much waves as the gentleman I'm about to discuss. Let's see if we can rock with this. Here we go. Now, the young man that you see right here, his name is Logan Paul. Logan Paul is a very popular YouTuber. He has millions and millions and millions of subscribers. Like 5 times more than TYT. He's got a lot of subscribers. Well, in order to maintain and also grow, because, you know, in this society, you got to just keep going for the gold, got to keep trying to get the money, got to keep trying to expand your reach. Logan Paul, he recently visited Japan, right? Went to Japan? I think it's Japan. Yeah, it's Japan. And he visited this place. It's a forest. Now I know I'm gonna do my best to get this name right. The Okigahara Forest in Japan. And this place is known. It's known to be a place where people commit suicide. Okay? And so it's like a suicide forest is the nickname. So he goes to the suicide forest and he's filming and he has his crew there. They're doing their thing, right? And they're acting all silly. They're acting like Paul Logan. Act like they like. They act normal, which is, you know, like themselves. You know, young people. I think Paul Logan's like 20-something. And then they stumble upon this body that is hanging from a tree. And Logan proceeds to film it. He proceeds to film it and make little comments and then feign like he's upset that it bothers him. And then he proceeds to film more. And then he does more. Oh, God, I can't believe this. I didn't come here for this. But look, you know, he's doing all this shit. And all I got to say, well, I would like to first start off by saying, because I'm going to say more than this. You get what you pay for, America. You get what you pay for. All right? All these brands lined it up behind this guy, Logan Paul. It's obvious that he's going to make a lot of bad decisions. He's 20-something years old. He doesn't really have any business skills. I mean, he hasn't been in this environment before. He's thinking about virality, going viral. He's thinking, I would like to be as big as possible. So these brands are like funneling money to this guy to the point where he's just, buying new houses, $1 million houses, $5-6 million houses. He's buying cars for his mom, his dad. He's doing all this stuff. When you step into the space because you want the eyeballs, advertisers, and you put your money behind young people, expect them to make young people mistakes. Now, yes, Logan is not a child. He should have known better. He should have known better than to film a dead man. But that's how bad it is. That's the cancer of how we are in this country, our culture of capitalism, of acquiring stuff, of stacking paper, he's in a video, he's stacking that paper. That's what he's doing. He's in this video. I think I got him in the video stacking paper and showing off about how much money he's stacking. That's what happens. So you can't be surprised when that's what they do, and then they're not as tasteful as you would like them to be. Now, don't get me wrong. There's nothing. It's very, very distasteful for Logan Paul to do what he did, right? But I want to put the onus on the brands. I mean, we're not talking about Tim's Barbecue Shop. We're not talking about Stacy's Nail Salon. We're talking about McDonald's. We're talking about who else did he say? I heard him in the interview. I think they got like McDonald's. They got like Coca-Cola. I mean, we're talking big brands, man. Big brands, okay? So they use these young people who don't really know they don't have all the guidance. They don't have all the information. How can I say this? They use people who are volatile, who don't have a track record, who have not been in the industry long, who don't have lawyers on the standby, who don't have these things in place. And don't get me wrong, I'm sure he has a team, but what I'm saying is the brands use these people, all right? They do. So let's not leave that out the equation. Now, my last part of this is about Logan Paul. Logan Paul, I don't care how old you are. You knew what you did was wrong, and we know why you did it. Now, you did it for viewership. Don't tell me I get views. Yeah, you get views. You want more views, mofo. Who's believing that you didn't do this for viewership? Of course you did it for viewership. Okay? You're not out saving the whales. You're not out, I don't know. Maybe you are out. Maybe you have done videos saving the whales. But let's not get it twisted. Because I'm sure he puts out a video every day. I'm sure there's been some positive stuff, some gratuitous things, some generous things, some empathetic things that he's done. What I'm saying is, let's not act like this was not a stunt. You do stunts. This was a stunt. All right? So you're not off the hook for that. And you're right, you just can't apologize for it. I mean, you can apologize for it, but you won't just be forgiven for it. You showed a dead man for money. For money. All right? So, look, real story. And I talked about this on the YouTube channel, on my YouTube show, Tim Black and Night Show. I think it was the last time I did a monologue. Look, guys, for the record, I do monologues on Fridays before my Tim Black Freedom Friday show, okay? I do a monologue, comedy monologue, whole thing, me, jokes with truth, okay? So one of my stories is about a man in a wheelchair who passed out in the middle of my intersection nearby where I was shopping. This was before Christmas. In the back of my mind, I thought, I should probably film this. But the fact that the man was not moving, that he was just sitting there, I decided not to film it. I decided not only not to film it, but to have my wife pull over while I go try to help him. Then we proceeded to call 911. And then when he was finally regained consciousness, we assisted him leaving. Because that's what you do. That's what you do. That's what human beings do. That's what we do. That's our thought process. That's what empathetic, good citizens do. All right? What you did was what scumbags do. Because you are a scumbag. Now, you could change. You could always change. Get a heart transplant. Get a soul transplant. Develop some empathy. Stop trying to be 50 Cent on his worst day. I don't know what you're trying to do. I saw with all the counting money, using black lingo, using hip-hop, slang, all this crap. I invented that shit. Like, I'm from that era. But that doesn't mean that we don't care about other people because we can use certain language that is catchy. Who you are as an individual matters, and what you do to the least of us, the least of all of us, matters. And I'm sorry, but if you disrespect a dead person, that is the most least of any person that you will ever experience as a person who's no longer here. Obviously, and also a man who was committed suicide is a person who has committed suicide. That's a horrible thing to make fun of. So I don't want to be the dead horse too much longer. No pun intended. Logan Paul, find redemption. I don't know what you do to redeem yourself from this. I think the people that watch you probably don't give a shit. They're going to defend you like people defend people that they like, whatever they do. Okay, and have this weird lens that they view these people through, and they don't look at it in the totality of who they are and what their track record is and what their what they bring to the table. All right, so I don't know if you've ever done anything like this before. I know that you shouldn't have done it this time. So okay, let's move on, guys.
Look, man, I ain't falling for no banana in my tailpipe.
Guys, let me move on. Jesus, stuck in that groove. Oh, so Donald Trump, as we know, as we've talked about. Give me a second here. Let me get some water in me real quick. We got any? We got a little bit of music. Here we go.
Look, man, I ain't falling for no banana in my tailpipe.
All right, here we go. You know that Donald Trump, he won an election not just because he's Donald Trump. He also won an election because he had a lot of help from the media. If you watch this channel, you know how much money the media gave Donald Trump. We're talking about $1 billion worth of free media. We're talking about the true term for it is earned media. That is where you have generated such a level of buzz that they're going to cover you regardless of what it is. It's not media that you pay for. It's not advertising. It's not commercial spots. It's not an infomercial. It's them covering you for free. The media and Donald Trump, which we elaborated on earlier in the beginning of the show. That's why TheHill.com gave him the #1 slot as being the biggest story of 2017. The media attention, the media relationship between Donald Trump is ginormous. Huge. Really big, really big. So now that Donald Trump not only recognizes, but he has dominated the landscape with his antics, with his ain't no such thing as bad news or bad publicity. Though he has a feud with the media, he's now created a lane that exists for himself that he feels will be impenetrable in 2020. The long and short of it is Donald Trump predicts the media will help him win in 2020. Give it up for that. He believes that. He believes the media is going to help him win. And I would like to say, yes, they will. Yes, they will. Look, it would take Bernie Sanders. Bernie Sanders would have to push a veteran downstairs while he's holding. Oh, he had to push a white veteran downstairs who was holding a black baby. While his transgender boyfriend chases him, who was sexually molested. Like, it would take all of that for Bernie Sanders to get the type of coverage that Donald Trump will get just from saying something stupid like calling football players sons of bitches. So we know that's how this is going to play out, right? Like, we know the track record of our media. We know what they like to do. They like to make money, and they will do anything to make money, and Trump is a good bet. He's a safe bet. He has revitalized cable news. Do people, I don't think people truly understand just how big Donald Trump has been. Okay, here we go. Donald Trump predicted on Thursday he will win the 2020 presidential race due to a media shift in his favor, telling the New York Times that the national news media knows it will tank without him in the White House. The Hill reported that Trump said that the ratings from all forms of media will tank unless he is in the White House, which will provoke positive media coverage from organizations that have been critical of his policies in the past. Now, look, he goes on to say this, and this is good, too. He says, another reason that I'm going to win, another reason why I'm going to win another 4 years is because newspapers, television, all forms of media will take it from that there, because without me, the ratings are going down the tubes. Down the tubes. This is what he said.
Bye, Felicia.
Bye, Felicia is what he said. Do you guys remember? Because I'm sure there's some people out there who don't want to listen. They want to fight this notion because they think it's about being a Trump supporter. No, this is about being objective and looking at the reality. Do you realize Trump decided not to join in a Republican debate during the Republican primary? He decided, I don't want to debate with you guys. In fact, I'm going to go hold a rally the same time that you're doing your little shitty debate. He did that, and his ratings by himself at a rally were bigger than the Republican debate that was going on at the same time. We can ignore it. The Democrats ignore Donald Trump's savvy. They ignore the ability for him to grab headlines to their own peril. The Green Party, People's Independent Party, all these other parties, they don't have a snowball's chance in hell unless they can garner media attention. That is what's going on. And the problem with media attention is it's not given just because you deserve media attention. No one gives you media attention because you are a good person. Let me repeat that. No one gives you media attention because you're a good person. People give you media attention because you make them money. Make them money. That's why they give you media attention. So let's just say that you have a show. Like I have shows. I've brought on countless, almost 100 people, I don't know, of people that you've never heard before. Whether they be comedians, whether they be candidates running in small districts across this country that you never heard before. I've interviewed roughly 100 different candidates that no one knew. I gave them a platform. I brought on maybe 5 people that have national notoriety. And people looked at the few people that I brought on with national notoriety and said, Tim is a sellout. This is our system. This is our system. They forgot all the tens, the 100 other people I brought on that they never heard of before. So the reality is this. What mainstream media does is they keep bringing on the people with the national thing. That's how it's done. You cannot survive in media, and this is what Trump's getting at. You cannot survive in media. You can't. Not if this is how you feed your family. Not if you want to employ people. Not if you want to grow and actually have a sustainable platform that could have a studio, that could fly people in, that could pay people to work for it, that could actually be a launch pad for whatever goals, causes you agree with or believe in. You can't do that unless you understand the importance of viewership. Donald Trump is betting. He is taunting media, and he's saying, I don't like you, you don't like me, but you need me. And he's right. Why do you think these Russia stories have continued to go on as long as they have? They've been going on and going on. And they're going to continue to go on. All right, so get up for that.
Look, man, I ain't falling for no banana in my tailpipe.
Let's sprinkle some crack on them and get out of here.
Now, guys, and yes, and as always, send your hate mail, your love mail, and your snail mail to Tim at TimBlackTV.com. Because I'm feeling good. It's New Year's. You know, it's a new year. We're feeling really good about that. I had the opportunity to go to the Dave Chappelle show when he was here in Washington, D.C. It was not the night that he filmed his last Netflix special or the last installment of his Netflix special with his deal, rounding out his 4-part deal with Netflix, that over $60 million he was paid. But it was his show. It was recent, okay? It was really recent. It was just before, I think it was in November, late November. So I see Dave Chappelle perform live. And just like he killed it live, he killed it in his latest Netflix special. Of course, when I say kill it, that's a very subjective term. To some people, it's not really killing it. Some people, he's divisionist, he's divisive, he's something. I think that he's a social commentarian. He's a social contrarian, commentarian. I don't even know if those are words. I know the contrarian's a word. I don't know about commentary. He's a social, analyst. He's a social philosopher. He's a philosopher of...
Playing with my money is like playing with my emotions.
All right, Tim, stop stop kissing that man's butt cheeks. All right. Here's the thing. In his latest Netflix, which I just watched yesterday, came out on the 31st. I've watched it twice. There were some things that Dave Chappelle stated that have put him in, of course, the crosshairs of the world. One of the things he talked about that I would like to talk about here and also, share it with you is he talked about Louis C.K. He talked about Louis C.K. Now, Louis C.K., comedian, accused of playing, he's accused of being a degenerate, basically, surprising women by touching himself in front of them in hotel rooms. That type of thing. He's accused of these types of things, okay? So it's like, yuck. All right? Well, Dave Chappelle made some comments about it in his special, and here's what they're saying. Dave Chappelle, he tackles Hollywood sexual harassment allegations in his new Netflix stand-up, taking aim at one of the 5 women who accused Louis C.K. of sexual misconduct. I don't agree with that statement. I don't think he made this all about sexual misconduct. He was talking specifically about Louis C.K., but I think in the other skit, I know what they're talking about. He did talk about Charlie Rose. He didn't defend Charlie Rose. He did talk about Harvey Weinstein. Oh, he went in on Harvey Weinstein. He gave Harvey Weinstein the business. It was so funny. But he did try to make a 7 degrees. Is it 7 degrees or 9 degrees? 7 degrees of separation between 3 degrees. I don't know how many degrees. But he tried to make a distinction between Louis C.K. and, say, Harvey Weinstein, who, and the difference on the thermometer of the temperature of the degeneracy is what he was trying to do. And, of course, that's going to be missed on a lot of people. Whether he was on the phone pleasuring himself and the woman was on the other end or not, that's equatable to Harvey Weinstein basically blackmailing people. Blackmailing women for their cookie is what Harvey did. So anyway, back to Dave Chappelle. Here's a part from his special. I encourage you to go watch it. I will not do it justice here intentionally. I'm going to read this badly just so I'll force you to go watch the special. He says, I shouldn't say this, but fuck it. CK's allegations were the only ones that made me laugh. He said in his Dave Chappelle, The Bird Revelation special released on New Year's Eve, it's terrible. I know it's terrible. I'm sorry, ladies. At the same time, you know what I mean. Jesus Christ. I don't know. They took everything from Louis. It might be disproportionate. I can't tell. This is like where it's hard to be a man. This is where it's hard to be a man. Okay. Then he goes on to say that one lady said Louis C.K. masturbated in front of me. He ruined my comedy career, my comedy dreams. And Dave Chappelle said that if you're going to let that ruin your dreams, then I doubt that you had dreams to begin with. How you let somebody stop your dream? And then he went on, he did an MLK thing about I have a dream. What if MLK, someone did something in front of MLK, and then he decided he didn't want to lead the civil rights movement. He didn't want to play his role because he's been offended. He quits. And then, So, bottom line is this. Dave Chappelle is gutsy. And he's at a point, I think he's at the top of his game. He's been at that point for a long time. That's what's probably more scary to the establishment, is that Dave Chappelle does have such an influence on our culture. I think that this article here, this particular article, is supporting Dave Chappelle. It's more supportive than many of the other articles about his Netflix special as it pertains to Louis C.K., as it pertains to some of the other comments about transgenders, jokes about transgenders, or whatever. And the reason why some are supportive is because they like the narrative. It fits the narrative of their particular media outlet. Fox News likes this. Fox News likes this. Fox News wants to push back on this. I don't know why. I don't get it. But it's something that benefits them. I always look at media and say, what do they get out of it? The bottom line, here goes my opinion. Tim, what do you think about this? I think that Dave Chappelle should be able to say whatever the hell he wants to say. If you don't like it, don't watch him. I don't think there's a reason to pick at him. I personally am not offended at all by what he said. But I am a guy, and I'm a black guy, and you can see that, right? I don't need to tell you that. Do I need to tell you that? Harvey Weinstein is totally different than Louis C.K., but they're both suffering repercussions. I believe that Louis C.K. will be back at some point. Harvey Weinstein, I don't think he'll be back, even though he's working on a documentary with Jay-Z about ending mass incarceration or something like that. I don't think that's going to bring him back, okay? But I think Louis C.K. will come back because I think he's just a guy with a fetish that's weird. And I think that it's not like he I don't think it's like, what he did was disgusting, what he did, but I don't think it's going to kill his career. At least I hope it doesn't. That's what I think. Hey, that's how I feel. And I think everybody should take a page out of the Dave Chappelle book and just keep it real, be honest, and live in your truth. So that's it. Can't we have opinions? Aren't we entitled to opinions? I have opinions. You have opinions. We all have opinions. All right, so now we go to a segment I like to call one-liners, and I got a few one-liners for you. Let's start with this. DJ Khaled. We the best, DJ Khaled. Why am I talking about him? I'm talking about DJ Khaled because DJ Khaled just became the social media ambassador of Weight Watchers. Yeah, he's social media ambassador of Weight Watchers. And the other reason why I'm talking about him is not just because I want to cheer on his ability to be a social media ambassador. It's because he immediately paid off for Weight Watchers. I'm talking about shares up 7.3% on Monday. Give it up for that. That's strong. That's strong. I mean, if you hire a guy and that same day you get a 7.3 bump, I say you made the right decision. You made the right decision. All right, number 2. Trump wants the Justice Department, the deep state, to go after Uma Abedin. He says that Uma Abedin put America's security in harm's way when she was sending classified emails, highly sensitive emails, from her umaabedin.gov account to her Yahoo account. So this is a big deal to those people who think that rich people should go to jail too. I mean, it's just a thing. Now, Uma Abedin, as you know, was Hillary Clinton's aide, longtime confidant, she did that. She did send emails that were of a classified nature to her Yahoo account, unprotected, unencrypted. Just, here you go. I'm just going to forward this. She even sent an email that said, my password for my email. Title was password to get in the dove.gov site or something. Something like that. Something to that extent. She sent that email. Like, I need to remember my emails. My passwords to get in my email to my government email account. So let me send it to myself on Yahoo, my password. You can't make this shit up, man. So anyway, so Donald Trump is saying that, yeah, you need to look into that. Won't you lock her up? Lock her up along with Hillary. And at the end of the day, none of that will happen. Trump will not be impeached. Hillary will not be locked up. Neither will Umar Abedin. And that's just what's going to happen. Let's see. Last but not least, do I have it? Let's get it. Last but not least, let's get this guy in here. Let's see if I got this. We're going to have I got a show lined up for you tonight. I don't know if I even know where it is. Trump went, but here we go. I found it. Bam. Okay. Get up for this guy here, Tim Canova. All right. Tim Canova, he's running for the, he challenged Debbie Wasserman Schultz, 23rd district out there in Florida. He's running against Debbie Wasserman Schultz again, right? So he's going to be on the show to talk about his candidacy, what he plans to do, what's the strategy, and some other great news about the campaign, how it's going, and what it looks like, what he needs to do in order to defeat Debbie Wasserman Schultz. As you know, I've been very open and transparent about my feelings about many of the corporate crats, the limousine liberals, the porcelain progressives, any of those folks. I've been very open and honest that I do not like them. I think that these corporate crats are bad, and bad for not only the country, but bad for poor people and bad for black people, and just bad. And they need to do better. And I think the only way that they're going to do better is if we kick them out and make them get regular jobs and go be lobbyists. Like, most of them are lobbyists. Debbie Wasserman Schultz has raised more money, been some more supportive of Big Sugar than she has of the people of Little Havana or whatever, like the people in Florida. All right, she's been more supportive of payday loan sharks, loan shark bastards, squeezing fees out of poor citizens than she has been of, the children of Florida or the environment of Florida. These are facts. Well, these are my opinions based on the facts. Okay, so I make no qualms about that. I think that Debbie Wasserman Schultz is a horrible candidate. I don't think she should be reelected. And I still sit and wonder why the Jewish community feels such an affinity to Debbie Wasserman Schultz. She's a Democrat who supports Republicans as much as she supports Democrats. She is not a beacon of anything. And when people talk about vote blue, anywho, I say, screw you. I vote for who I believe in, and Tim Canova. Tim Canova will be on this show tonight. Hey, people say, Tim, you're supposed to be unbiased. No, I'm supposed to be me. And there's certain candidates I think are just bad. Nancy Pelosi, Paul Ryan, Debbie Wasserman. There's people who I just think are horrible. I think they need to go. All right, so anybody, they just got to go. Just got to leave. All right, guys, thank you so much for tuning in to Coffee with Tim Black. There's going to be some schedule changes as we try to improve things in the Tim Black Show, in TBTV land. We got some adjustments, and I'm going to be keeping you guys informed about it. But, man, real talk, guys. Real talk, ladies and gentlemen. Real talk, Tim Black's Wolfpack. Real talk, Team Black. I appreciate you guys. Welcome to 2018. I didn't bring it in online, but I did bring it in, and I had to do some how would you say, some self-analysis. You gotta like do a self-evaluation. Make sure that what you're doing makes sense. Make sure that you are doing something with a strategy in place, because if you just go on autopilot, what are you gonna get? You don't know. At least if you have a goal, things you measure tend to grow. And I believe that. So anyway, thank you guys so much. I'll see you tonight at 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Tomorrow, Wednesday, Black Word Today will relaunch again. And then I'll keep you updated. Remember, follow me on your social media. Also, remember, I have a book out. It's only a couple bucks. It supports this channel. I don't know where it is. Oh, here we go. There you go. That's the name of the book. Yeah, that's the name of the book. Name of the book is Woke. Woke. 5 things smart people wish Hillary supporters knew. So go pick that up at Amazon. Just look up Tim Black, Woke Tim Black, and you'll be able to find it, I'm pretty sure. It ain't hiding from you. Hope you can hear me. Hope you can hear me. Woke, that's the book. Hope you can hear me. Yeah, I think that's it. I think I kept you long enough. I hope so. I'll see you on the next one. Coffee with Tim Black. I'll see you guys. Enjoy the rest of your day. And yeah, I think it's gonna be a great year. In fact, I know it is because we ain't gonna have it any other way. Stand up, revolutionaries.
Coffee.
Stand up
with Tim Black. Yes, I am. Coffee. Coffee with Tim Black.
Yeah. We got to go get him. Yeah, I think we have a fight on our hands because they're trying to. They think that we're gonna go quietly. We ain't gonna go quietly. We're gonna fight. We're gonna fight for it.